Yesterday there was a rally by the Stand With Arizona group out at the state capitol.
Oh boy.
And there was another one previous to that. And I've been watching and paying close attention to what they're trying to do. But this morning in the paper, well, in response to an article that was printed in the Arizona Republic a few days ago by Janet Napolitano, who was saying that they were going to send National Guard members to the border and everything was being done. But the response to this I thought was pretty significant. It was by John McCain and John Kyl, who are Arizona senators. And they're coming up with a 10-point plan to get border security. And I think that what's happened is there's been way too much politicking on this issue. It's like, well, whatever the Republicans come up with, the Democrats aren't going to buy that. They're not going to do that. Instead of looking at the border and saying what's happening and what's happening to our country and Arizona and other border states, they state in here that 500,000 illegals is estimated to have crossed last year, 2009. How can any country be expected to absorb that many who are not even coming through?
Now wait a minute.
Process.
Wait a minute. Let me interject something here. It's been put in the paper that in Arizona alone, there are over 500,000 illegals living in Arizona alone. So I don't know where you get that 500,000 coming
well,
across the border.
Well, that was just in 1 year that they figure crossed the border. Half of them, they figure, came through Arizona. And when you think of it, I
wasn't born and raised in the West, folks. I'm from the middle. There aren't any illegals there.
They're crossing. No, they're not crossing the border.
They were brought in on boats.
Well, the thing is about the border is, having lived in a Mexican community, an older Mexican community, cheap housing, so on, 20 years, I know, and this was 10 years ago, I know that these communities have been besieged by illegals, trying to absorb them, deal with them, because they're going to come into Mexican districts. And I think this has kept citizens, the Mexican citizens, in an uproar for years. They can't calm down, and that creates the crime in their neighborhoods, constant, and there's the conditions of some of these communities that have to absorb this amount of people is just not good. It's not a good standard of living. People are armed, there are guns, there's terrible violence, gunfire all the time. It's like a constant war is going on. And people are expected to live in this community and not, And it's like, if our politicians and our people who are in power right now don't start recognizing the problems of the border illegal immigration, it's not going to be enough. It's not going to change. Right here, they're upset because they say already the Attorney General, National, the administration is working day and night to find a way to make what Arizona's done illegal. And, it's just like they're pitting themselves against whatever Arizona is doing. It's political. It's like, no, we can't support something that Republicans came up with. Well, Republicans didn't create this problem. It's a problem for both parties to deal with common sense, with look at what is happening and come up with the best solution instead of playing politics over it. And I can guarantee this problem has gotten so big and people have gotten so upset about it that if the Democratic administration doesn't pay attention to it, doesn't deal with it, they're going to lose the election. the next election, which should be Obama's to take, could be lost over this issue. So I would say there's a lot of motivation, I think, for both sides to forget trying to oppose the other all the time, whatever they do, and just start looking at the border and saying, we got a big problem, just like the oil spill. We got a big problem with immigration here. So deal with it. Are we going to do politics on the oil spill?
Oh, wait a minute.
You know, you don't do that.
Wait a minute. If you're going to pontificate, I'm going to interject something here.
Okay, go ahead. I don't
Who
want to
did you
get
vote
carried
for
away.
the last
I did not vote for Obama.
Okay, so there you go. Now you're worried that he may not get reelected?
And no, but I think that it's...
I'm worried that somebody's going to probably assassinate the poor guy, and we're going to end up with Biden.
No. Let's just hope that Republicans or whoever
Do you know why?
doesn't
Do you know why?
accelerate violence.
Do you know why George W. wasn't assassinated?
Why?
Look who was the successor. Get the
Cheney.
picture?
Oh, we don't want
crap.
Cheney. Oh, we don't want Cheney.
Don't anybody touch W because woo!
But let me tell you, if the Democrats keep accusing Arizonans of being racist, being this, being that, and
it's
not,
baloney.
you know, and not dealing with the problem. And
how
I
are we
think
gonna
that
deal with the problem?
Republicans can rally enough force and enough passion to. I didn't even think of this when Obama got in. I thought, well, I didn't vote for him, but he's probably going to be in there 8 years, just like Clinton was. I didn't vote for him either. And I'm, you know, because I'm pro-life, and that's why I don't vote for him. But here we've got another president who, if he doesn't recognize the issues and deal with them beyond politics, I think this has got to be presidential. Presidential is deal with the problem.
Another question. If you're not pro-life, does that make you pro-death?
Yes. Legal abortion is pro-death. It's like we can do death and it's okay.
Holy
That's
crap.
why I will never
I did
vote
not know
for.
that.
You know, you can't even believe in God if you believe in abortion. I mean, God and abortion. No, it just doesn't. So, you know, the Democrats apparently are willing to give up God so they can have abortion. Now that to me doesn't make sense. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard to resist the lure of being able to take a human being's life legally.
Here's another one. You might as well throw this out. You got about a minute to go. Pierce is back at it again. He wants to put something in that says, if illegals have a child in the United States, it used to be that they would come over here and have a child here because the child's an automatic citizen of the United States. Now, if you're illegal, he wants to put it on the books, and it might happen that, you know, whatever your country of origin is, that's it. I mean, that's a welfare thing. It's draining the country down the tubes. It's look it up.
That's another unpleasant thing.
If you're pregnant, you're coming from Guatemala. The first place you want to have your kid is in the United States.
Right. Well, the poor little kid becomes a part of all this, and that's sad. Anybody's going to have their heart wrenched for the poor little kids that have nothing to do with being whatever their parents do with them. But we still got the problem, so that's my take on it today.
Okay, bye folks.